Hi, welcome to America. I was looking into how to make GoHighLevel chatbots today, and I made some notes, and I figured I'd just go through them in a video real quick. Um, yeah, so it's a no-code solution. Always bugs me to use no-code solutions, honestly, because inevitably, when you got a no-code solution, there's going to be a moment when you're like, you know what? I would like to do something. There's always something. There's always something that you want to do that you can't do, and you can't do it because you don't know how to do it in the no-code platform, or it's literally impossible in the no-code platform. And what really bothers me, honestly, is that people they ask me like, well, what specifically can you do with a custom AI chatbot that you can't do with a GoHighLevel chatbot? And I can't really give them a good example right away, or like even an example that I would think of. They'd be like, well, we don't even need that because a use case, any if I take a random distribution of use cases and just pick one, and then I say like, yeah, this, they'll be like, well, I don't even want that, so why would I care? But it's like, no, once you start using the chatbot, that's when you will find out there's always some shit. Every time you're using a no code tool, there's going to be something that you wish you could do but you can't do it. And when you run into that with your own custom chatbot, that's not a problem. But when you run into that with the GoHighLevel chatbot, you're out of luck. Unless you just got to wait till they upgrade or something. It might never happen. Anyways, so that was kind of the genesis of this research and writing, though, because the guy that I was talking to, um, he was like, he just asked me that question, like, well, what specifically is it that you can do that I can't get out of a GoHighLevel chatbot? And I was just like, um, I, I, I just hung up on him. I didn't know how to answer, so I hung up the phone. And then I punched the wall. And then I went to the emergency room. And then they told me that my hand has nothing wrong with it because I'm too weak to actually injure myself by punching the wall. So it was a fun day. I had a good time. Anyways, so yeah. So first of all, you're going to want to enable conversation AI if you want to set up this in your GoHighLevel. Which, if you do not have access to GoHighLevel, you should contact me. It is a pyramid scheme. You can get under me in this pyramid scheme. So let's do it. Head to agency settings, go to company settings, and set the conversation to on. The sub accounts will now have chatbot capabilities. Okay, so yeah, set it up at agency level. I don't know if you have to also set it up on a sub account level. You might have to. Um, we'll see. Maybe I'll make another video after I actually go through this and do it. Conversations are 2 cents per message, which is ridiculous and insane. This is a big thing for custom chatbots. Which, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're like a standard, like most companies, like a random normal small business, the amount of traffic that they're getting to their website isn't going to be enough that will matter. Like, you're paying 2 cents per lead. No, 2 cents times the number of messages per lead. Like, and there's like a cutoff on the number of messages, which is, I see why they have the cutoff now. Before I was like, that's insane. Why would you, like, no, you want to encourage your users to talk with the chatbot. That's my ideal. My goal is that chatbot is something that the users want to interact with as much as possible. But if you're being charged 2 cents for every message they send, you wouldn't want somebody on there just chatting away all day, just racking up hundreds and hundreds of messages. But you do want to find out whether or not this person is a qualified lead as soon as possible. Get them into the CRM if they are, and follow up with them. That's basically the point of the GoHighLevel chatbot. It's not, meant to be used all day, every day for like all sorts of things. Um, so, anyways, part of the whole pyramid scheme though is that that 2 cents per message, you can set that at however how you want for the people under you. So you can end up making 5 cents per message sent to their chatbots, or 100, which is really honestly, you could scam the shit out of people because you could just do that, and then you could just have your people that are under you, and then you just just have just send messages all day. Just hire people to send messages to your the people under you, and just set that like per message at like 20 cents per message, or I don't know how, maybe it could be like $1 per message, and then you just 25 messages um every 3 minutes, just have it, and just rack, and then the people under you just go, they just go bankrupt, and that's fine because that's the whole point of what we're doing here. So anyways, yeah, again, if you it's it's only, this is what I'm talking about here, is only available to people who have the 497 per month subscription. So if you do not have that, contact me and you can sign up under me, and I promise I won't do the thing that I just said that I could do. Anyway, so you want to put your chatbot into autopilot mode. That's the only one where it's actually answering like a normal AI autopilot. Suggestive is just like giving assistance. It's giving assistance to humans. So that's kind of like text expander, or some of the other ones where you have like a call center, help center, but then they can like put in keywords and get answers. That's, I guess, what suggestive mode is for. I don't know. I'm not, haven't, I don't see any needs for that. But if there was a client that said, "Hey, this is how it's working in my company, and we actually want humans, but we want the AI to augment the humans' responses," then that's how you do that. Um, well, about the 2 cents though, there's no fee for testing. When you test the chatbots, there's no fee on that, because otherwise that would be insane. All right, so choose the best chatbot mode for your need. That's such a terrible paragraph heading. Embedding your chatbot onto your website. Yeah, so it's pretty simple to get it on the website. But first, you need to know how to make a website in GoHighLevel, I assume. I don't think there's probably no way to embed it into a website that is not on GoHighLevel, but I'd be curious to know if that's true or not. But whatever. Um, so basically, I think the main thing is like, this is another thing about like why the no code versus code is that, like, if you really wanted to do cool things, you have to get it going with these workflows. Um, and my guess is that once you try to set up workflows, and workflows that trigger other workflows, or chatbots that trigger other chatbots, and it ends up just being like insanely annoying. And you're just gonna be like, I wish I could just write a line of code, and because it would be way easier if I could just write a line of code here. But I'm guessing, theoretically, there are quite a lot of, advanced functionalities that you could have it do. Um, that said, bit of an aside here, or at least out of order. I'm addressing these issues out of order, but one thing I read is that the GoHighLevel doesn't use like true natural language understanding. It's more based on like a prior version of natural language processing. But I also heard that it uses OpenAI ChatGPT 3.5. I'm guessing that's outdated information, because they probably have upgraded since then. Um, but yeah, if it really, and if it's using ChatGPT 3.5, then it doesn't make sense to say that it's not operating like with true language understanding. So I don't really know about that, honestly. I wish I could have clarified that more in my research here, but I couldn't. So there's the workflows. Yeah. So you can, like, setting it up is pretty easy, probably training the knowledge base probably pretty easy, but the workflows, and then like transferring from one AI to another AI is where it can get endless. Like, you could do that as many times as you could set up as many different ways and complicated things as you want. And then the other thing is that, like, they're using the word intents to mean prompts. Like, the system prompt is the intent, which is very confusing, because if you've ever messed with, what is that other chatbot thing called? I honestly forgot. But there's another very popular chatbot platform where intents is like, what is the user trying to do? for triggers, so that's confusing. Um, the only point about this optimizing your chatbot's memory, unfortunately, in the article, it didn't really capture the point here. The real point about this, like, it uses the last 800 words to make sure, well, yeah, it's okay to make it personalized and coherent, but also to determine if they're talking about something irrelevant to the point of this chatbot. And if they are, it'll just shut down the bot, which is kind of cool, I guess. Um, because I've had a lot of people, they go, I'm like, hey, I made this chatbot for this restaurant. Do you mind testing it out for me? And they just go on there and they're like, what is the meaning of life? Or what is your favorite U2 song or something? Like totally irrelevant shit. And it just will respond like, um, hey, I'm here to talk about this restaurant. That's the only thing I can talk about. But like they could just spam it with messages and it won't auto shut down. Um, which they could do. Anyway, so I made these quizzes. These quizzes are in the platform, and you can go on there and use them, but you have to have an ChatGPT account, and then you have to have some money in your API account. It's going to be insanely cheap to use these, like maximum 2 cents if you want to try them. But anyways, the whole idea is that they just quiz you on knowledge about building chatbots and GoHighLevel. Um, and as they quiz you, they also give you the answer to every question that they ask you right in front of you there. So if you want to just copy and paste it, you can. But I think it's an interesting way of learning. And if I were to connect this to a UI, you wouldn't actually see the answer there. So I might do that at some point. And yeah, there's like 4 of them. You can check out my YouTube live feed or my X account if you want to actually watch me putting together those quiz bots. Um, trigger workflow. Embedding. I feel like this article, because obviously I use ChatGPT to help write it. I think it cut out some important things. So I'm going to have to go back to the original Twitter thread and just check and make sure there's nothing else in there. But unfortunately, at this point, this has been published and I've already made this video. So what's done is done.